When I first read this script, I thought, wow, this is unique. It's very emotional.
So you don't consider yourself a good person?
How would you answer that question if I asked you the same?
The biggest challenge for me was making sure that all of the characters seemed real.
Where are you staying, Tim, huh? Tell me, because I don't know where my own brother lives.
This ensemble cast of the movie, they had to let us feel who they were in few words, in a few moments.
I've been carrying around this lie in my heart for the last 25.
Stop it.
Getting actors who could really convey this real emotion in a very short period of time.
I don't think she sees me.
Were you looking at him or were you looking at me?
Actually, I was just sitting here. Am I doing it wrong?
The highest casting challenge was definitely to nail the chemistry between Ben and Emily. I mean, the love story of this movie was the secret key.
I know I'm the girl with the broken wing. But who are you?
What I was looking for on Emily was being extremely wounded.
Would you stay? Unless you have something else to do.
But yet extremely attached to life.
I haven't cooked anybody food for years, so you better like it. Or lie to me. I feel really lucky because I've worked with Will before. I feel really lucky because I know Gabrielli. We have intimacy already. Let's get deeper. And I feel like that's the maturity with the approach to this has been really impressive. I just got discharged, so, you know, unless you're gonna like call me off to some IRS jail or something, I'd really like to get home now.
There was something very real and spiritual that Rosario had and brought to the part intrinsically that you cannot act.
This is where I used to work. And these are the artifacts of said work. Strangely enough, as her health gets worse, she becomes more alive. It's just freeing. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. I'm just gonna experience it to the fullness of my capacity because I don't know. And you know what? Tomorrow's not guaranteed to anybody. Why do I get the feeling you're doing me a really big favor right now? She's not in denial about where she is, but you know, she puts on her bright clothes. She wants to walk around and be considered normal. She doesn't want to have the same conversation over and over again that she has with her doctors about how poor and unwell she is.
Because I get the feeling that you really deserve it.
Not many movies, love stories, have this kind of ability to make you feel part of what you're watching. When you see them fall in love, you are kind of with them. You are falling in love with them.
I haven't felt like this in a really long time.
To watch Rosario and Will fall in love and to believe it is really magical. It's really thrilling to see.
Let me get him. You all right?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
There are certain scenes that I watched in this movie. I remember we were doing the elevator scene, and I was watching the playback, and I was like, oh, this is a moment for me. If I was watching this movie and then I watched it again, I'd be like, say hello to each other. You don't have time. Say hello to each other right now. Just get to know each other right now. All the moments that are missed between these characters.
There's something that is so beautiful about Rosario that she was able to open up in this film.
The bond Rosario and Will has been the most surprising working session of my life. They both have an enormous intuition.
You're nice.
You are too.
They're extremely clever and extremely intuitive.
Everything's vegetarian. I hope you like eggplant parmesan. It's been really wonderful to just let myself get into the flow of it, you know? And that's been a great gift from Emily, I think. I had a really great time today.
Me too.
Bye.
Hey!
Hey, Michelle. Good to see you.
Dan was not a huge role. Immediately, I think my first thought was, who can really get to this emotional place very quickly?
Hey, man.
What are you doing here?
When I first read it, I thought this is one of the most traditional love stories that I've read in a long time, and I was deeply moved by it.
I'm doing some soul searching, you know?
Don't do that. We have a plan.
I know.
Do what you promised me.
I will.
Barry Pepper is extremely emotional.
You think I'm gonna let you down now, don't you? I've known you my whole damn life!
He's one of the hardest actors to direct because he's a kind of a wild animal. You never know where he's going each take.
This is not something you do every day. Okay? This is not easy for me.
I think this is the kind of gift that he can bring to the other actors because they never know where things are going.
Hey, camera mark.
Action, Barry.
I know the doctor didn't give me the results, so
I had no information to give you.
Still, you should call me,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I know.
We're still friends, right?
Yeah.
Will finish Gabby's sentence, before he's finished, because Gabby's, searching for the right word in English.
No, I got it.
I loved working with him just simply because he was so just straight to the heart of it. You're lying to me. Wow. Okay, I'll try not to lie in the next take. He just gets right to the core of the character.
I'll make sure everything goes as planned. Don't worry.
Hey, tell me what's going on. Now.
Michael Ealy is someone that I've had my eye on for a while. I met him several years ago when he was just starting out.
Tim?
What I loved the first time I met Michael were his blue eyes. He's just a beautiful guy.
Michael, I found humanity, sweetness, gentleness, humbleness, and the sense of attachment, natural attachment to this guy who on the screen would have been his brother.
Hello?
Hey, it's me. It's your brother. Will Smith is, he's kind of a genius. Where are you?
I'm at the beach house.
When the first day came to do the first phone conversation. Are you okay?
Of course.
He decided it'd be better if we actually spoke on the phone. Listen, why'd you disconnect the landline?
The phone broke.
I was at home, he was on set, and all of a sudden the scene makes sense. Did I do something?
No. Not unless you're smoking again.
I couldn't see him. I couldn't see his reactions. I couldn't see what he was doing. And that created a kind of tension that needed to be in that scene. When you were staying here, you didn't take something of mine by mistake, did you?
I remember giving you something.
The interesting thing about Michael's performance was how many emotions he had to convey in a very short period of time. There was, the betrayal in that scene when they're standing on the street.
Do you know that they keep a full history? Do you know they keep a full history of every inquiry a revenue officer makes? Do you understand that?
The funny thing is, normally before a scene like that, I myself will stand there and start doing boxing moves and things of that nature just to get myself in the zone. And when I looked over and I saw Will doing it, I said, okay, so you can't do the same thing. You can't do the same thing. That would it would look like you were copying, so find another way, you know what I mean? But I kind of use that. I use that feeling of awkwardness and just try to use it and channel it into the scene. And I think it worked. I think it worked.
No, Tim, what you are doing is a crime. You are impersonating a federal officer. It's a felony.
Listen.
You can't play with people's lives. Do you understand that?
What is your name again? Ezra? Is that right?
Yes, sir. I'll just need your first and last name, so
Woody actually was someone that that Gabriele had mentioned to me from the very beginning.
I had the chance to spend even a very short vacation in Hawaii with Woody's family. So I got a chance to know the sensibility, the uniqueness, and the gentleness of Woody Harrelson.
There's something about Woody that's very kind of zen and calm, and he has that inner core that's very centered.
Are you Jewish? Is that why you don't eat pork, Ezra?
Can we... What's your first name, Mr. Thomas? I had never met a blind person before I started working on this.
No order for Ben Thomas.
I don't have an order for a Ben Thomas. I have so much respect for, people who've figured out how to just function in their daily life.
Don't forget the time he goes, da-da-da, bum,
He spent a lot of time preparing for the piano and wanting it to be credible, wanting the audience to know that he's actually playing the pieces.
The piano part of it was extremely challenging because these are not the hands of a pianist.
You try to populate the movie with different colors and shapes and things that turn it into a painting, really.